Alright guys, I did some more on my Mallworld map. So let's go over it again real quick. This is the water park with the mountains, the waterfall, the big slides, the walkway, and the lazy river. Here is the amusement park. The amusement park with the blue roller coaster and the rides. Here is the parking by the levee close to the beach. Here is the beach market. I am always digging in this sand up here or somewhere on the shoreline. There's just all kinds of stuff buried there all the time. Here is the docks with the bar and grill, the beach apartments, and the boathouses. Here is the bar and grill, and again, it was not named Shipwreck. I just named it that. And again, this is the inside, but not the color scheme quite. There's stairs right here, the bar is square, and you can go around the whole place. Jukebox. Here is the beach house with the bouncy house, the big pool, and the huge tsunami wave that's coming too close to these glass doors right here. This is the inside of the beach house. The back deck, here's the kitchen, back area, upstairs, and the messy living room. You know, like a bunch of college kids live there. Okay, so this is just a part of the mall, like an entrance or exit, I guess, and it's like a Kmart. This is where I usually enter into the mall. Through this way. I've only been in that secret apartment once. This is an electronics store. I sit on this couch and try to charge my phone. Food courts that way, theater. Again, this is not the color scheme. I just did bright colors so people could see, but it's usually shades of black, gray, dark, dreary, and with an 80s retro theme. Here is the food court. Here is where the hotel elevators bring you to some other weird place of the food court, the shoe store up here, and the elevators spin, or at least the doors spin open. This is the escalators and the big fountain with the golden glass elevators that go down. Here is the part with the pink pastel shady sandy colored bathroom and with all the paper towels on the ground. That stall doesn't have a door, and this is always open and someone's walking by. There's a private bathroom right here and a little room right there. If you go that way, it goes to the school. This is a store that I shop in or shoplift in. It's trendy, something I would, go to in my 20s to buy something cute to go out. There is a phone right here on the wall, but it's more like Victorian style. And in this dressing room right here, it's like a portal. And it takes me to the slumber party house in the bathroom, where all the girls are not very nice and just kind of ignore you or rude, and the mom's always in the kitchen. This is the second floor of the mall, just some banks and offices. I'm never up there that long. This is the underground market. Sometimes people are riding around on scooters. This is the way to the rave, the underground rave. This is one of the exits of the mall that I usually take. I usually come here and wait for my food at this bar that I never get, and then I exit here, or I exit over here by the rides and this little yogurt shop. This is another part of the mall with the arcade back here and the movie theater lounge. Here is more of the movie theater lounge. Pretty standard. Here is the arcade. I'm always finding quarters right here on the ground or on top of the games. I go to this little back room. There's some games right here, or I can go down this little hallway ramp. And that'll lead me to back here with the movie theaters, the bathrooms in between. Here's the auditorium where everybody is in there throwing all kinds of chaos and stuff's flying. And back here, if you go this way, is like the apartments and the back rooms. If you go this way, it's the hospital hallway, the creepy one. So if you go this way past the theater and up here to the apartment, there's the bed. Then it turns into like huge grocery storage area with big shelves and everything. Plant warehouse comes out here. Now this one's new, and that if you follow this past the McDonald's and KFC, it will lead to this little farmer's market out in the country. And then there's this back dirt road and a tornado coming this way. But if you go this way, you'll go down the creepy hospital hall that winds around and turns to this huge circular toy room, kids room, maybe in the mansion, I don't know, rich kid toy room kind of like. This is another part where you can leave the mall here and go into the hospital. Here's a waiting room, check-in, the triage or examining place, and then you go this way, it goes to the school. That way it goes to the airport. When you go the way towards the school, you pass up here, this huge grand piano. This leads back to the mall. This goes up to the school. The schools. All right, so I did some extra new ones on here too. This is the high school where I'll come in past the chorus room. They look at me weird. Go up the stairs. Sometimes I'm in these classrooms. Sometimes I go up to this projection room. There's also this grade school where you have the cafeteria, the stage. There's something weird up here. And the cafeteria ladies who don't serve you food. I'm always trying to get a note at the doctor's office. Here's the bathroom. Sometimes they're there. And these, I either take one of these two hallways out that way. Or, you know, if you go up this way through this door, that goes to the high school gym, which I did draw. And here that is. Here's the gym with everybody in it throwing paper airplanes. There's a game. It's just chaotic. And if you go out this way, it leads to like this outdoor area, courtyard in the school. And here is like another cafeteria, bathrooms. Here is a classroom I'm in a lot of times, and I can't stand being here, but I'm usually like right around this row. And this is another one of the same grade school because sometimes the bathrooms aren't there. Same thing with the stage and the cafeteria ladies. Same nurse's office, or I'll go out one of these two exits. And that brings me to this back area where I'll come out here, take this little trail through the woods. That'll lead me back to my old childhood home and backyard where I get in this shed. And that will lead me to either the trailer park, which I haven't drawn yet, or to the flea market, the wagon, the tree. I go up this way. It's pretty basic flea market stuff, and then back out this way. All right, so here's the hotel with the elevators that spin, their doors spin open. This is one of the hotel hallways with the elevators. Here's the hotel rooms with the balcony and the screen doors, the messy suitcases with clothes laying everywhere. Here's the same hotel rooms, but at night where the fireworks are going off. Okay, this is the church. Sometimes there's a fair, and there's a tree house right here. And when I get in that tree house, it'll bring me to the mansion. This is new. It'll bring me to this tree house up here. And you can come in through this door. It's like a kitchen with a big window and counter right here. Big wooden table, another long wooden table with a window here, and a back door that leads there. And it comes back into this little hallway. But if you look up at the ceiling here, it's caving in. There's a lot of insulin and stuffing coming out and toys and everything. And there's like something creepy big in the attic. This goes upstairs. Here is like another room with all the, you know, nice looking old style antique furniture that's kind of all cluttered but organized cluttered. And in this little drawer, I always find this monocle. This is the staircase that leads to the rooms. Here is the rooms with the messy clothes and the bags I'm always digging through. Here is another part of the mansion. Up here in the closet with the slide and this little plastic dome thing that I hide in. So this is the end of my 10 minutes. I will pick up on the next video at the airport. I think I do have a couple more new ones, yeah.